Hello, welcome to episode 64 of Daryl Show Your Work. In this episode, I'll be conducting a client-side exploitation of embedded Microsoft Excel macros. All right, so to briefly touch on what that is, an Excel macro is they tend to be automated tasks created using Visual Basic applications for applications in Excel. So they simplify repetitive tasks by running pre-written code, either recorded or manually coded, and they perform actions automatically within Excel. So to get started, preface this like I always do anytime that I do any sort of red teaming activity or offensive security activity. I like to say that any sort of malicious actions that come from someone watching my videos, I do not take any personal responsibility for it. This is for research and educational purposes only, and nor do I condone those actions. All right, so to get started, the first thing that I would need to do is to create a reverse shell script. So that's what you're looking at right here in front of you. So uh, I wrote this out ahead of time for us, so I wouldn't have to do this and have to worry about my syntax and did I miss a period here, didn't capitalize something there. So we have this here, and the main thing that you need to get from this is that what this is going to do is going to create this a reverse shell script, which I named RV shell.ps1, and it's going to place it over here in this malicious file folder. All right, so I'm hitting enter to get that created. All right. So then the next step that I would need to do is then to create a visual a basic for application script. All right. So to get started on that, I'm going to go inside of malicious files, and I'm going to open up this Excel folder. All right. Now that we're inside, I'm going to go to the developers ribbon here, and all the way here on the left I'm going to go to Visual Basic, not macros but Visual Basic. All right, within Visual Basic, from this list here on the left, I'm going to go to this workbook. I'm going to double click that, and this is where I'm going to be pasting some more code here. And give me a moment because I have this pre-written down too, because this is rather long. But again, Excel macros they run inside of Visual Basic for applications. So when code is wired to the workbook open event, inside of that code, the code fires the moment a user opens the file and clicks enable content. All right, so that's basically the actions that I'm going to want our target to conduct, is to basically open this file and basically to enable editing. All right, so let me continue on here to find that code for us. All right, got that typed in here for us. So just to run down again, what this is doing is it's going to create that VB um, um, Visual Basic application script that's going to be put into this spreadsheet as a macro, and it's going to execute this reverse shell script that I wrote out in the beginning of the video. Um, the victim conducts the action of opening the file and then enabling editing. All right. So I'm going to do a control S here to save this. All right. Then the next thing I want to do is I need to open up two more command prompt windows, because this is where I'm going to be simulating most of this attack. All right. So in one window, I'm going to set up netcat listener because that's what's going to establish our connection. All right. So in order to do that, the Windows command for that is dot \nc 64, since that is the session that we run, that 64-bit session here. .exe dash L for listening mode, V for verbose, the amount of information that we're looking to get back, and P for port. And I'm going to specify the port here, and we're going to listen on port 2222. All right. And then I'm going to open up a tab within here, another window, and in here I'm going to set up a simple Python web server. So to do this, because those who watched our previous videos have seen me do this before, as far as netcat listener and the Python web server, but I don't believe I've done all of that in Linux, but I don't believe I've done any of that here in Windows. So this is how you do this in Windows. So Python, and I don't have to put the version here in Windows. Oops. But I do have to spell out Python. All right. Dash M, and then HTTP dot server. All right. Then I'm going to specify the port, and we want to listen on port 8000. All right. So uh, this is basically what I've done here. This is to simulate a scenario where the victim receives a link and visits it, which will direct them to my hosted server. This will enable the file to be downloaded directly onto the target machine. The listener waits for the connections, and the server hosts the file that would trigger the connection. All right, so that's what I'm doing here by setting up this netcat listener and this web server. All right, so I turned the listener on. All right, just hosted the web server. All right, now I'm going to switch machines here. Give me a second. I'm going to open up another machine on my end, the target machine, because we need to wear both hats. All right, so let me just bring that here. Give me a second. And it looks like my software finally allowed for you all to see me. So hold on, let me adjust this. All right. All right, so type in the password. Oop, didn't like that. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. All right, now that we're in the target machine, I'm going to open up the internet browser, and we need to go to the site that I've socially engineered our target to go to, which is http 192.168.100 100, and they're going to connect to 8000 because that's where our web service hosted. So this dot 100 IP address, that's my IP address, the one that in the machine that we started off in. Okay, so then I'm gonna add to here another directory. I'm gonna say company data. This is going to take them directly into that And you know what? Hold on, give me a minute. I actually need to go back to the first machine. Hold on. I just thought about something. We didn't set that Python server up in the right. Hold on, I'm gonna exit out of this for a moment. All right, let's see. All right. And so first thing we needed to, I forgot to change the directory um, in which the file, that VB script, that reverse shell script that I created in the beginning, I forgot to switch directories there because that's important. Our web server needs to be set up in that directory. So the files pulled directly from there when the victim connects to our web server. Hold on, let me make sure. Fat fingered that. Go back here and take that out. All right. All right, it's on our desktop. And the name of that folder was malicious files, right? So, all right, let's see. Okay, now we're in there. Now let's set up our Python server. All right. All right, there we go. All right, let me bring back up. All right, now let's finish connecting to this site. All right. Data dot. All right, so let me just check in my syntax here as far as that site name. All right, so you can see as soon as I visited that site, it down that the file download, the Excel file downloaded here. So I'm going to go to open file. So remember, we want our victim to first open the file, then we want them to open the file for editing. That's the logic that that the script is going to need in order to execute our reverse shell. In this case, just to make that connection. All right, now I'm going to go to enable editing. All right, now let's go back to the first machine here and let's see what's going on. All right, so let's first look at our netcat listener machine, and so we can see that that connection has been made. All right, so we've gotten a connection from on our end, and we're at 100, and we made a connection there to device 101, which was our victim. All right, and then going over here to PowerShell, we see those get methods. All right, so we can see where that file was then was downloaded, and then the reverse shell was downloaded there as well. So I'm not going to be executing the reverse shell. I've done that in plenty other videos. I'm not going to be executing the reverse shell in this video, but I just wanted to display just the overall how macros are set up in Excel, and how a malicious macro could be set up in Excel, and why that feature tends to be turned off as by default in order for an organization to harden its attack surface. So to give a high level summary of what I did here, I started off by crafting a PowerShell reverse shell script. All right, and then I embedded it in an Excel Visual Basic application macro within the Excel document that I was working with here. And And basically, what that script did was it's disabled Defender to slip past the real-time protection, and so as the victim, um, um, because I actually conducted the actions needed in order for that download to happen, the payload was able to be delivered on the client side, which is the victim, and then I captured the shell through netcat, as we can see here. All right, and this is where the shell was captured. And matter of fact, let's see something. Yeah, no, I actually did. Yeah, so no, I actually do have a session. So you see, when I hit dir, it showed me the directory that I was in. So okay, yeah. So, um, not going to jump into the different command lists that I could run after establishing the shell here in the Windows device, but this proves that we do have a connection here, and apparently it automatically executed that shell for me. All right. So again, the purpose of this video was just to display the potential risks of Excel macros and the importance of robust security measures, such as turning them off if there's no real good reason for them to be running within your Microsoft application suite. And also, this is a good reminder why awareness training is necessary for your employees, as far as them going to unfamiliar sites, downloading things, and what security issues could be lurking in seemingly benign um, documents such as an Excel file. All right, so please like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, show your work. Until next time, take care of yourself, and God bless.